What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are going to talk about Arctic. It is a game of deck builder where you can't touch your deck you are building. Sort of. So yeah, it's really weird, but I really like it. So let me show you how this game looks, what you get in the box, and while I show you that, I'm gonna tell you what I think about the game itself. So Arctic, it's a small game from Ludanaute, and you get a bunch of cards that are all over the place. This should not be like that. Okay, let me just quickly get through them. Okay, so we get all the cards and all the tokens. Basically, this game plays until the deck runs out and the deck is shuffled in a way different how many different players are playing. So in this game, you will have this thing where your animals will move like this. Let me just quickly show it up like so, and you will have tokens of animals and they will move around the board. Let's just toss everything out. So all of these animals will start in the middle, and I think in the middle was 3 or 6. Oh, I kind of forgot a little bit. Let me just quickly. Okay, so they all start on the number 3 card space like this over here, and there's going to be each player will get one of their animals secretly, so you don't know which player is pushing which animal, but you know, at some point it becomes obvious, you know, because you're constantly pushing bear to the right and you're constantly pushing everything else to the left. So it's really not that easy to hide what cards you are going after. So each player will get one of these secretly that will score you some points by the end of the game. And the game revolves around these cards, and as I said, depending how many players are playing, you will have different amount of cards that will be shuffled in a deck, and you have to sort them out by these 4 notches. You know, these have 2, these have 4, so you have to sort them out each time by the different markings showing, and then you have to like mix and match different decks, you know, to get like a little bit of different game each time. So in this game, as I said, it revolves around these cards, and some cards will be offered in display like this, and this game is really cool looking game. I absolutely love the artwork on this one. This like polygonal artwork, just stunningly awesome. So when you are playing, when you are for the first time, because you don't have any cards in front of yourself, you're just going to play one card, and that card will define from now on. This card will define your next turn, how you are going to be playing it. So over here it says that you move these 2 animals. So you can move a fox and like this sea lion, and one of them has to be moved right and one of them has to be moved left. You can do it like this, for example, and in case that if let's say for example like that we are in the middle of the game and something like this is happening, so the fox needs to be moved and it needs to go right, which means this one needs to go left. So sometimes, uninevitably, you will be maybe hurting yourself by reducing the token you really want to push all the way to the right, you know, stuff like that. But it really rarely happens, but it can happen. It happened to me, that's why I'm saying. So yeah, basically it tells you that you move these tokens, and this tells you how much cards you will take in your hand from the display. And let's say for example I take the fox in my hand, and next time I will have to play 5 cards onto this deck. From now on, this is your deck, and this deck you will need to like build up, and you will need to build same animals going in an order. I'm just gonna take few foxes just to show you how it probably should go, but you know, sometimes it's not. And of course there is going to be another card over here, and let's say for example that this is my hand of cards, and now it says I need to play in my next turn. I need to play 5 cards on this stack, and what you want to do in this game is you want to group the same animals one after another. So for example, I will play 3 foxes, one on top of another. Now I know I have to remember that I have 4 foxes, you know, like this, and then I will, let's say, put 2 of these on top, but now I have to figure out which one. So since I'm gonna be left with one card, maybe it's better to make this one, because this will give me to draw 5 cards, you know, from the display. This only gives me 3, but I can only play one next turn, you know, so you have to like figure all that out. And let's say, for example, I play it like this, which means I will take 5 cards from the display, and I will take these 2, of course, because this is my next card. I know I have 2, and I have 1 moose in my hand, you know, so I maybe take this one and maybe 2 bears, you know. For this little fox, I don't have anything right now interesting, but maybe I can take that instead of 1 bear. And because sometimes you can put cards on the bottom of your deck, stuff like that. But yeah, basically, and now I have my own new hand of cards, and this will make me move stuff, you know, left and right again. And next time I'm just gonna play 1 card. It's going to be like this seal that tells me play 4 cards next turn, stuff like that. And to not be that easy, I mean, this is already like, I mean, it's not like it's a complicated game, but also the last card you played, you get a animal of that type with the special ability, and they are double-sided, so they have 2 different abilities on the side, so you can mix and match them however you want, and they're pretty easy to understand. They will just they tell you in what part of the turn they are applied. So this one is applied when you are moving these things. It says that the right one will move 2 spaces. So let's say this bird would move 2 spaces right or left, stuff like that. It moves extra space. And all of them do different abilities. I will not go through all of them. It's really not that important, but they are really fun, an interesting way to, you know, change the dynamic of the game itself. And basically that's the game. You are playing until you run out of the cards in a deck. There's some cards in reserve that will just fill up the space, you know, so everybody has the same amount of turns. And after that, you will go to the scoring, and you will score each consecutive animal of one type that you have the most in the deck. So if you have foxes, if you manage to put like 4 foxes, and then later in the game you put 3 foxes together, those 3 will be disregarded. You will just get those 4 to score. And however many different animals you are able to score, you will also get some points by that. So you want to go, you know, for diverse animals, and you want to go like as much as you can in a row. I think the 7 is the biggest, the largest that you can go, something like that. 6 or 7, let me just be 6 or more. It doesn't matter if you go to 7, 8 or 9, you just get points if you have 6. And that's the game itself, you know. It sounds complicated, it's not. It's pretty easy game. I find it weird and yet really interesting that it's sort of like a deck builder, but you are not allowed to, you know, touch your deck, to rearrange it, to do anything with it. And so yeah, you are building your deck, and as you are building your deck, you're trying to remember, did I score these cards? What was the first card I scored? Was it the fox? Was it the sea lion? Was it the bird? Was the moose? You know, because sometimes there's ability that lets you put the card underneath your deck, which means if you can remember what was the first animal you scored, and trust me, it's really easy to forget. So yeah, then you just put it underneath, and you can like boost your score a little bit by the end of the game. Yeah, the gameplay goes fast. It's really easy. It's pretty simple gameplay. As I said, there's also these animals that you are going to try and push to give you some more points. And by the end of the game, even though it seems like somebody's gonna score like crazy amount of points and stuff like that, I think we were all like pretty close, except one friend who was like really way behind, but he didn't understand the game itself. So yeah, overall, I think it's really fun, a nice little game. Artwork is absolutely gorgeous, and the way the game plays, it's simple, it's easy, it's fun. You just move some things around, you know, you just play some cards, move some animals, and that's that. You are done with it. Next turn. And the thing, when you need to think what card to leave on top, that's really cool mechanic, because you know, sometimes you want to like these animals to be some specific animals because you want to push your animal to the right. Maybe if you have that sea lion special ability to move it extra space, you know, to the right, or maybe move extra space to the left, some animal that you know that somebody else is trying to score and you want to ruin their score, so you can do that also. But then again, then you just draw 2 cards, or next time you need to play 4 cards and you have only 2 cards in your hand. Now you get 2 penalty points because you are missing 2 cards that you can't play. So you have to like balance all that. Sounds complicated, it's really not, but it's really, really interesting. Trying to figure all these out things, to balance everything out, to get the right cards, to play the... It's just really, really, really fun game. Definitely check out Arctic, if for nothing else for artwork, because it's just pleasure to look at this game while you are playing it. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for spending all your precious time with me, for your support on Patreon. Everything is very much appreciated. And yeah, that is that. Until next time. Pozdrav. What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel. Boardgamer. That sounded weird. We are going to talk, I almost said we are going to play. From the top.